Okay, this is Matt Forster with Dragon's Hoard Gaming. Today we're going to do a Hi-Def NES install. We've got the yellow revision, which I believe was the third one to install. Also, we're going to put in a LED under the power switch and replace all capacitors, all the electrolytic capacitors in the console. So let's get started. Now I do have this set up on an ESD mat with wrist protection, and I am grounded properly. These consoles, or this console has already been cleaned inside and out. Break everything down, wash it in degreaser and soap, motherboard included. Everything gets washed, cleaned, clean out the cartridge connector really well. On this console, I've already cut out the hole for my HDMI to sit in, or my Hi-Def NES to sit in there for my HDMI slot. And I chamfer the edges for that to sit tighter instead of leaving a big square hole in there. Also on this console, I've already desoldered the PPU and the CPU using my Heiko FR300. Also, I have already desoldered the 7805 voltage regulator, and it is in there and turned up to the side so that it's not making any connections with anything. So to get started, we'll move this heatsink off of here. This cap kit comes from console5.com. So we're going to start by replacing all the capacitors. Okay, our desoldering iron is heated up. I like to start by adding just a little bit of extra solder to each of those capacitors to help the solder flow well for the desoldering iron to work. I'll try to bend the pin straight as I'm doing this. Try to keep my desoldering iron clean as I go. All the old capacitors have been removed. And we'll go ahead and start putting all the new ones back in. And we will go ahead and get those soldered in. So now all the capacitors have been replaced. So now we will go ahead and install our sockets for our Hi-Def NES. Now that we have those in place, we'll tack the corners with some solder just to keep them from moving. We'll go ahead and get these soldered in. Okay, now our sockets are installed. We'll go ahead and get the ribbon cable attached. We'll attach the foam. Everything appears to be a good fit. So now we will solder in our LED. Now we have our LED installed. We'll go ahead and drill the hole out for the LED. It goes under the power button. It's a good snug fit. We will add our button back on top. Okay, now that we have the LED hole drilled out and the LED fits fine in there, we'll go ahead and attach the heatsink back. Now we will attach power from the NES top loader main board to the Hi-Def NES board. We'll go ahead and attach ground. And then power. Same down here. Touch ground first, and then power. And there you go. Hi-Def NES is attached to the NES motherboard. Be sure to route your wire in the appropriate spots. Now don't try to tighten this one down too much to where you can't move the ribbon cable freely, but that it's still pretty snug. So it moves fine. I'll go ahead and add in the other two. We'll get the longer ones for the cartridge connector. We'll go ahead and install our ribbon cable. And those will just pop down into our sockets. And those are a nice tight fit. I ordered these myself. Those are in there well. This is the PPU. And the CPU. And those do not move. Go ahead and install our LED. And last, we'll add these screws in the back. And there you have it, Hi-Def NES installed. And then all we have left to do is test